Hello, everyone. I'm James. Welcome back to Easy English for You. And today, I have a very special co-host with me, the one and only Alice.
Hi, everyone. It's so great to be back. James, what exciting topic do we have for our listeners today?
Alice, you always get straight to the point. Today, we're going to tackle a common challenge for many English learners. We're diving deep into the true nature of could and would.
Could and would? Aren't they just the past tense of can and will?
That's a fantastic question, Alice, and it's exactly the misconception we need to clear up. Many people think that, but it's not the whole story. By the end of this episode, you'll understand how native speakers truly use them, and you'll be able to use them too. It will truly unlock a new level of fluency for you.
Wow, really? I always get confused when to use them.
You're not alone, Alice, and that's why this is so important. Mastering could and would isn't just about grammar. It's about understanding the subtle nuances of English. It's about expressing politeness, possibility, and hypothetical situations like a native speaker. Think about it. How many times have you wanted to ask something politely or describe something that might happen? That's where these words truly shine.
I can definitely relate to that. Sometimes I feel like my English sounds a bit direct, even when I don't mean to be.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to fix today. We're going to break down could and would into simple, easy-to-understand concepts. We'll explore their core meanings and common usage patterns. So let's start with could. While could can be the past tense of can for ability, its primary use in everyday conversation is often about possibility or polite requests. For example, instead of saying, "Can you help me?" which is fine but a bit direct, you could say, "Could you please help me?" It instantly sounds softer and more respectful.
Ah, I see. So, could you please help me? Sounds more polite.
Precisely. It's a subtle but powerful difference. Another core meaning of could is to express possibility or uncertainty. Imagine you're looking at the sky. You might say, "It could rain later." You're not saying it will rain, but that it's a possibility.
It could rain later. So, it's like saying, maybe it will rain?
Yes, Alice, you've got it. It expresses a degree of uncertainty. Let's try another example for possibility. Suppose you're discussing weekend plans with a friend. You might say, "We could go to the park," or "We could visit the museum." Here, you're suggesting options, expressing what's possible.
We could go to the park, or we could visit the museum. This is very helpful.
Great. Now, let's move on to would. Would is a fascinating word because it's rarely just about the past tense of will. Its most common uses are for hypothetical situations, polite offers, or repeating what someone said. For hypothetical situations, think about something that isn't real right now. For instance, if I had $1 million, I would buy a big house. You don't have $1 million, so buying a house is a hypothetical action.
If I had $1 million, I would buy a big house. I like this example.
It's a fun one, right? It perfectly illustrates the unreal aspect of would. Another key use is for polite offers or invitations. Instead of, "Do you want some coffee?" which is acceptable but a little blunt, you could say, "Would you like some coffee?" It's much more inviting and polite.
Would you like some coffee? Oh, that does sound much nicer.
It truly does. It shows consideration and respect. Now, a common mistake I hear is using will instead of would in hypothetical sentences. For example, someone might say, "If I win the lottery, I will travel the world."
So, if it's something I'm just imagining, would is better?
Exactly. It expresses that slight distance from reality. It shows your English thinking. Let's try to make a sentence, Alice. Imagine you're talking about your dream vacation. How would you express what you would do if you could go anywhere?
Okay. If I can go anywhere, I will go to Hawaii.
You're very close, Alice. That's a great start. But remember, if it's a dream, something hypothetical, we usually use would and sometimes could in the if clause. So instead of if I can go anywhere, which sounds like you can go anywhere now, we'd say if I could go anywhere. And then for your action, I would go to Hawaii. So the full sentence would be, if I could go anywhere, I would go to Hawaii.
If I could go anywhere, I would go to Hawaii. I see the difference. Could for the possibility in the if part, and would for the imaginary action.
Banging, Alice. You've nailed it. This is a common pattern for expressing wishes or imagined scenarios. It's not just about grammar rules, it's about the feeling you want to convey. Let's try another one. Imagine you're at a restaurant and you want to ask your friend what they want to eat very politely.
What will you eat?
Good try, Alice, and understandable, but for that polite offer, would is your best friend. Think about what sounds most natural to a native speaker in that situation. We usually ask, what would you like to eat? Or what would you like to order? Will can sound a bit like you're asking for a prediction, not a polite choice.
What would you like to eat? That does sound much more natural.
See? It's all about context and expressing that softer, more considerate tone. The more you hear and practice these patterns, the more natural they'll become. So, to summarize, could is mainly about possibility and polite requests. Would is for hypothetical situations and polite offers. They add so much depth and nuance to your English. By understanding this, you're not just learning words, you're learning to think like a native speaker.
This has been so helpful, James. So, could for possibility and polite requests, like, could you open the window? Or, we could go for a walk. And would for imaginary situations and polite offers, like, if I were rich, I would travel, or would you like some tea?
Absolutely brilliant, Alice. You've perfectly summarized the core ideas. I'm so impressed with how quickly you grasp these concepts. To all our listeners out there, remember, repetition is key. Listen to this episode again, practice these sentences out loud, and try to use them in your daily conversations. The more you immerse yourself, the more fluent you'll become. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and if you want to dive even deeper, consider becoming a member for exclusive content, including a PDF summary of today's lesson. Next time, we'll explore 8 different ways to say no, going far beyond just the basic word. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to stay curious and keep learning.